Welcome to the Posh Podcast. I'm Nico. This is Alec. That's not the song
I
that
know.
plays. It's like.
You sound like a banjo when you do it.
Well, I was doing that with my mouth, so that makes sense.
Anyway, welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't sound like a little Nez.
Yeah.
This little 8-bit chiptune thing going on. But this week we've got special things planned. No, we don't, because the Roni.
The Roni.
It's still out there.
My friend referred to it as that bitch Rona.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, she's doing it.
She's doing it.
She's doing it to
She'll be
that
all right.
small rug.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
What do you call small rugs? Placemats? There we go.
What do you call Paul Rudd?
Small rug. No, I call him Paul Crud.
No.
That's his evil twin.
That's so funny.
The only thing different, Paul Crud has a mustache. Just a mustache.
So
Actually, no. Mustache, 5 o'clock shadow everywhere else.
Okay. I have a friend who's about to graduate with her PhD, and she invited me to come to her like big graduation defense thing that she does for her dissertation. It's like, on Zoom. So I'm gonna be there. And she was like, wait, could I put together like a bunch of pictures of us from when we were in like middle school and high school and like we were young, because we're both in academia now. And I was like,
use it as Zoom background so you can hang out with yourself.
right? I was like, that'd be amazing. She goes, wait, then I would have to put our faces on that Paul Rudd gif.
Oh, but look at us.
Look at us. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? Not
That's
me.
hot ones.
Yeah. So that's possibly going to
nuts.
happen in a couple of weeks when I'm attending her Zoom dissertation defense.
Nice. But this is getting off the rails quick.
Yeah, it's quick.
You don't like it when it's off the rails.
No,
It's your fault.
because I'm off the rails when it's on the rails. So
What rails?
yeah, I'm like,
Look at
what
us.
are rails? Look at us.
So I got bad news, guys. Thing I was going to talk about with M. Night Shyamalan, can't do it anymore.
Nope, it would be mean spirited.
It's because it's racist. It's not racist.
It's not racist.
It's not for this particular thing.
Right. It's
Found
just
out.
mean spirited.
The Lady in the Water was a story he told his children to sleep, like to help them go to sleep at night, and then made it into a movie. I don't know if it was children plural or child one, but I just don't remember the gender of said child. So I'm just gonna say children.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to go about that.
Yeah.
But before, when it was just an M. Night Shyamalan movie that I thought was bonkers, it's easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
But his children didn't deserve the hatred that he should deservedly get.
Right. And honestly,
He's a garbage filmmaker.
yeah, his filmography is deep enough that if we wanted to just make fun of M. Night Shyamalan, we could do that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just this one particular thing. Avatar you can make fun of because it was just fucking awful. He clearly did not watch the show or learn anything from the people who made the show. There's no reason that Nickelodeon okayed it. The Happening's fucking... Like, look, apparently, before the movie came out, they were saying, oh, no, this is supposed to be, like, more campy and not taken seriously, as people did. But even still, it's fucking terrible.
It's a wild ride from start to finish.
The scene where fucking, what's his name?
Is it Mark Wahlberg?
Yes. I was like, Mark something. Mark Wahlberg is talking to a plant. And he's like, I'm talking to a fake plant. I'm still doing it.
He signed on to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the scene where the
know.
lady's like, are you going to kill me? And he's like, what? No.
It's so weird.
Why is that the take they went with?
I honestly don't.
He sounds sarcastic.
I really don't understand any
Even if that movie's
detail.
not supposed to be taken seriously, it still sucks.
Right. Yeah.
It's still bad.
It's still bad.
It does. Yeah.
Because actually, like, doing something bad on purpose takes quite a bit of, like, thought. Like, you can't just, like, roll up and half-ass that and be like, it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
That's, like, not actually
it's like
how things work.
supposed to be a campy B. What is it? B.
Like B movie?
B movie, yeah. But it's just bad. It just sucks. Because if you... if there's movies that are bad, so bad it's funny. The Room. Wait, is it The Room? Because Room is Brie Larson, right?
Right.
So the first one is The Room. What have we watched that's terrible that was hilarious? I don't remember.
I mean, all those like old Arnold Commando.
No, Commando is a masterpiece in action filmmaking. You take that fucking back. Man. That steel drum.
Ridiculous.
Oh, I chef's kissed. No, Commando's not great, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe I just like it too much.
I think
I'm
like
too
it
close.
Yeah, you're too close. It's too nostalgic for you. As for someone who it's not nostalgic for, it is so bad it's fun to watch.
That's fair.
And I've seen good Arnold action movies.
Name one.
Well, okay, I've seen good Arnold action comedies because
Name one.
True Lies.
Is that a
Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah, it's comedy.
What's the one? Twins. He plays Danny DeVito's
I don't
twin.
think that's an action movie, is it? I think it's just
assume if Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it before 1999 that it's
that's
an
just a
action movie.
comedy because it's got
Maybe.
Danny DeVito.
But that's honestly, he really excels. With
Jingle All the
comedy.
Way is amazing
Jingle
in
All
a
the Way is
bad
a good
way,
one.
but still.
Yeah.
I mean, Terminator and T2 are just great.
Yeah, they're just like good.
Yeah. No, not Twins, The Offspring. Twins, the 1988 film. No, yeah, it's just a buddy comedy. It says.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
That
apparently
makes
it
sense.
didn't get that bad of reviews. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Twins. Mr. Mom's probably terrible.
Yeah, probably.
Is it Mr. Mom? The weird part about this is I feel like there were more than one movie where this happened. Is it Mr. Mom? Is this it? No, it's not Mr. Mom. What the? That was with Michael Keaton. What the fuck? What the hell movie is this? It's where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't remember what that movie's called. It's that movie I've never seen and I've never wanted to see.
Yeah.
I guess. Wait, I can just go to his IMDb. What am I doing?
Or you could just Google what's the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant. I'm sure that's something.
God, here I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because Hercules in New York. Never seen that, but apparently that's got to be trash. Because that's like one of the first time he's ever acted. Movie. Pregnant.
Pregante?
Pregnant movie.
Pregnant?
Junior is what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not rated well.
Yeah.
It's 1994.
Ooh.
And it's a comedy sci-fi. Yeah, yep. It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's pregnant. Is that Danny DeVito again?
Maybe they're friends.
Yeah, it is Danny DeVito again. What do you know?
Politically, they're not aligned. The irony.
Yeah, but even Arnold isn't like as right as he used to be, and
That's
even
true.
then he was more moderate than
He was more moderate. I mean, he was the governor of California. I
Yeah.
mean, most governors of California are not hard right conservatives.
And he's gone more left
Like
of moderate
moderate,
since he ran for office and was in office too.
Yeah.
But
Danny DeVito is like ride or die for Bernie. Like,
oh yeah, well I mean they're both bald.
this is so cute.
You got to be out there with your bald bros.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
I was
that's how
talking
that
about
works.
how much Cardi B and Bernie love each other the other night.
Well, what do you think the B in Cardi B stands for?
Stands for Cardi Bernie Sanders. They're the same person in two different bodies.
Cardi Bernie.
Cardi Bernie. I was because
God, somebody's probably made that mashup, and it
Perfect.
probably looks horrifying.
it's probably like
you imagine-
millions and millionaires and billionaires still are getting the coronavirus. Like that's
No,
like,
no, not that. I'm talking like a picture
Oh,
of both
perfect.
their attributes.
Yeah,
so
I'm very
balding head,
sure.
Cardi's face,
If it
gray
hasn't
hair,
happened, I would like to create
glasses, titty. Just weird looking.
that. I'm gonna just
You
Cardi B and Bernie images and just accept whatever comes up. Well, she did do interviews with him, so these are actually mostly like screenshots from
You're gonna need fan art in there.
or just like different pictures.
Just not do Rule 34, because then.
Yeah, no. No. I just. Okay, well, I will try to find it. Oh my god. This picture where someone wrote Bernie saying okr, which is incredible. It's obvious that he doesn't understand about 30% of what she says, but he just like likes her enough that he goes along with it.
I mean,
They're both so New York. It's incredible. But like in very different directions.
well, who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Not me. obviously.
So,
But
I just find that endearing.
yeah, it is endearing.
Anytime like a really over the top celebrity, a la Cardi B or Danny DeVito, like gets involved in politics, it's so funny to me because I'm like, you're like an alien from another planet, but you're really on our planet, aren't you?
Well, Danny DeVito plays like out there characters, but I think isn't he mostly a down to earth kind of person?
I don't know.
I feel like Cardi B is more out there than he is in real life.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's just a weird.
Yeah.
She's a very strange person.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot, but I understand why some people might be a little bit put off by her whole thing because it's a lot. I mean, she did come up through like reality TV. So
what was she on?
Love and Hip Hop.
I don't know what that is.
It's like,
is it VH1, MTV,
something like that?
BET?
Yeah. No, it's
ESPN,
I think it's
The
VH1.
Ocho.
But yeah, Love and Hip Hop. I don't know. It's like they just have a bunch of like young black men and women trying to make it in hip hop, and most of them don't because most of them are not talented or interesting. Cardi B happens to be talented and interesting, and she's also crazy.
Yeah.
So, like her stuff from back then, like if you can imagine, the stuff she does now is actually toned down from what she did while she was on Love and Hip Hop. Like at some point, her and another girl go to like charm school.
Charm school?
Yeah, so they're supposed to take like etiquette classes, which obviously is not Cardi B's strong suit. So she literally farts in somebody's face.
Oh my god.
It's so funny.
So we're gonna talk about cliches.
Yeah, she's incredible.
And I guess one of my wife's things that she does not like, or I don't know if you like it, but crude humor.
I love crude humor.
There you go.
Fart jokes are funny, will always be funny.
Yeah.
Forever. Because they're
It depends on the
hilarious.
fart joke. Because sometimes if it's just like a fart, then it's like...
Oh, right. It should be a joke. A
Yeah.
fart is not funny.
Hashtag drive-by.
Right.
And then he farts.
Right. See, like, that's funny. There has to be a joke. Just farting itself is just, like, whatever. It's just...
Yeah.
I'm ambivalent toward that in a movie, but...
That's fair.
There's got to be a joke.
But don't get offended by pets. Cats, I swear.
Yeah.
But yeah. So to bring it back real quick. Not talking about Lady in the Water because I don't want to roll. That's not the word I wanted to use. Don't want to. I don't know what the word I want to use is. Whatever. It feels mean-spirited towards M. Night Shyamalan's kids. They've done nothing wrong. He has.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's done.
M. Night Shyamalan, you know what you did.
Yeah. You rely on the twist, and that's it.
A lie is not a twist.
It can be.
See?
A lie can be a twist.
See? A lie can be a twist.
Neither one of our Lindas is good.
No. Neither one
You
of
go
ours.
into what's that character from that musical / thing we watched for Christmas?
Oh, the girl from Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adelaide.
Yeah. You go into Adelaide hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I can't do that like throatiness.
Yeah.
It just hurts my throat.
I can go
What the fuck?
Yeah,
is
it's like
that?
straight meatwad. Meatwad's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Adult Swim. He's a little meatball.
Oh, I mean, I assumed, given the name.
I mean, he could have
I
been
hoped,
anything else.
I hoped for a small meatball, honestly. I
Yeah.
was terrified of what else it could be.
Oh, there's Master Shake. He's a milkshake. Like the container, straw, everything. It's got a face. He just kind of floats along.
They just gave up.
This is an old show.
I know. They just gave up a long time ago.
Nah.
Those showrunners were like, I don't know. Whatever, man. You got it, dude.
It's also a little bit of Shaggy. It wasn't me. Just a little
How do you
bit.
even understand what anyone says like that? It's ridiculous.
How did I get? Oh, the voices. But yeah, no, I hate his whole shtick because the twist is. It's just because then you go into the movie and you're like, all right, there's a twist. Let's see if I can figure it out, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what story he's building because you know it's either a lot like it's not what it actually is, or
Right.
like so. It's just like, well, what am I doing here? Apparently, Split there is no real like twist in it. The twist is that it's within the Unbreakable universe,
Okay.
which is why they did Glass after that.
Right.
But that's not really a twist,
Right.
in and of itself, because
Yeah.
it wasn't even revealed. It was an after credit scene, so like, but that's like his only movie that there's no like specific like.
Yeah.
And then you find out that the village is actually in the modern day. That one's for The Village, which would just make a period piece and just stick with it.
I mean, I actually liked The Village because of that twist, because you genuinely don't see it coming the first time you watch it. It's like, it's a good twist. I think it's done well in that movie. But it only worked because of the like I don't know. It only works because it was one of those movies where you watch it the first time and you don't get a sense of what's happening, and then if you watch it through again, you see the connections. But most of his movies don't hit that way. The twist is either too obvious or
What was the twist in Signs?
I don't know. I never finished that movie because it was stupid.
I mean, there are aliens in it, so I don't know.
Right.
I mean, technically, people have said like the aliens are actually demons, but because there's a lot of religious iconography throughout the movie and stuff.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What is the twist in that? I don't know.
Anyway, so we're
Is
not
that
going to
there
rag
are
on Lady in the
aliens?
Water.
Yeah.
We're instead going to talk about movie
How he's
tropes.
shitty. No.
We're going to talk about movie tropes.
Well, I mean, one of the tropes is twists, and I don't like any of his.
Yeah,
For the
that's
most
fair.
part.
Okay, so
He was dead the entire time.
What films have twists that you like?
Oh shit, I don't even know. That's the thing. It's like,
Take a minute, do a think.
well, there's so many movies.
Take
I mean, I guess Infinity War is pretty cool.
yeah,
Bad guy wins.
yeah. I genuinely, the first time I watched it, was not expecting them. to
You
lose.
weren't expecting everybody to die.
I was like,
unceremoniously.
I mean, honestly, I thought that they would just never take a risk that big. Like, I genuinely thought that Disney and Marvel would never actually
Well, I mean,
have their heroes
to
lose.
get meta, we knew that it wasn't the end.
Right, but that's not.
Yeah.
But still, I was still surprised when it happened.
Yeah.
Even though I was so excited that Bucky went first.
It is wild to think about how so many of the heroes, like, instead of being like, oh, there's their last hurrah, nope, they just kind of faded out.
Yep.
Like, T'Challa you didn't even see him vanish on screen. You just hear him say, this is no place to die, General. And then she's like, okay. And then she, like, goes to get up, and he's just not there.
Yep. And there's just like floaties.
Yeah, there's little
T'Challa
dust.
shards or something in the air.
T'Challa ash.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one, honestly.
So that's a pretty good twist. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when Thor gets him, and you're like, oh, okay. There it is.
Right.
We
I was
win.
like, oh. And then I was like, wait a second.
Then he snaps.
As soon as he started talking with the axe in his chest, I was like, oh, that's not a good sign, because if he can talk, he might be able to snap his fingers. That was stupid. You should have cut his arm off, cut his head off. Literally any other. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know why
I
you
mean,
went
if
right
you'd-
for the sternum.
Well, I mean, he was trying to kill him. He's trying to prove a point. To be fair, Thanos killed everyone that he cared about in front of him.
Yeah. That's,
So he wanted to torture him a little bit.
Yeah, but he could have cut his arm off and then tortured him.
Well, yeah.
Thor's not the brightest bulb.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah, I just
Though he did go to college. He learned Groot.
yeah,
he learned to
he
Groot.
took it as an elective.
Which is a weird. I wonder how college, university works in the.
And like, you
Asgard.
can't tell me Thor had to like go to class. He's a fucking prince of Asgard. He didn't have to go to class.
I mean, he learned Groot.
Yeah, and I guess he learned enough Groot that he's still fluent.
Yeah.
However many thousands or hundreds of years later, I don't know. Does he graduate at 18 when he's an Asgardian? Like, I don't know.
Probably.
And then they're
Not.
like, now you don't go to school again until you're dead in a couple thousand years.
Now you just go and fight stuff because
Yeah.
that's what you do. And he's like, cool.
Yeah.
Hammer spin.
I like the notion that like it's canon that there's the concept of electives on Asgard.
I mean, the concept. So you've seen the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes.
There's the scene that I love bringing up where one of the Uruk-hai goes, man meat's back on the menu, which means the concept of restaurants has been introduced to the Uruk-hai.
Yep.
It's just like,
I'm like waiting for the like part, like the outtake where Frodo and Sam are like wandering through and they see
the Uruk-hai
the
restaurant.
Uruk-hai restaurant.
Fresh man meat.
Yep.
Not so fresh lamb. Tons of mead.
Yeah.
Or mud. It's probably mud.
Mud.
Mud mead.
Mead made from mud. It's just mud.
It's mud.
It's just more mud.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They're Uruk-hai.
Right? Aren't they like
They're like undead elves or
undead
something.
elves? Yeah. Like,
They don't give a shit.
except for
Well, wait. I thought
they
that was
they
Uruks.
like man
I
meat.
don't know. I don't know the difference between the Uruk-hai and the Uruks that much.
It's irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
It's not material enough that they should have different names.
I just
Looking at you, Tolkien. He's dead, but it's fine.
This kid isn't.
Oh.
Baby Tolkien,
Baby.
who's probably
Right,
still
who's
old at this point.
Right, not a baby at all. Not even a little bit.
But that concept is hilarious. That's a cliche I like. It's when something outlandish like that happens, where in the moment you're like, okay.
Oh, that's
and then
like,
if
okay,
you go back and you're like, wait a fucking minute.
Wait a second.
They have restaurants?
They have restaurants?
And like, you could say technically if they are undead elves or men or whatever, because I can't remember the specifics between the Uruks and the Uruk-hai, that it's like, oh, well, they're retaining memories of restaurants from when they were there. It's like, okay, but would they? Because they don't seem to retain much else.
Right. They seem to wake up ready to eat
people.
So I don't know how much is saved besides.
Does Legolas eat man? Do we get to
Well,
ask him some questions?
I was going to make a joke about Legolas definitely being a queer character, but then I decided that it could be read as homophobic, even though I'm a gay.
You're just trying
But
to say
didn't we all?
Legolas, Gimli, we're getting it on.
No,
At the end.
Legolas and Aragorn. Were you watching the same films as I was?
Well,
He and Gimli are obviously friends. It's very platonic.
oh, so now it's platonic.
It is.
Now the gays aren't trying to say they're fucking.
No, I'm trying to say that Legolas and Aragorn definitely, at least like a little bit. They were traveling a lot. They seemed
She
very
pantomime
friendly.
jerking each other off.
Mhm. Maybe they tried, they were probably like, oh, it's not gay if we just.
Look each other in the eyes.
But we're not touching. It's only gay for tips touch.
And then they sword fought.
Yep.
We ain't talking about steel though.
Yeah, I mean that's some gay shit right there.
I don't remember
But
much about
Legolas
that.
and Gimli were definitely just friends. But see, that's the difference. Is I could look at that relationship and be like, oh, those are obviously friends. There's literally no sexual chemistry between these two characters whatsoever. But
I don't remember
every
enough
character
about the
in that
Lord of the
entire
Rings movie.
saga wanted to have sex with Aragorn. So,
Yeah.
and Legolas was the prettiest. Sorry, Liv Tyler, you come in second.
I mean,
Karl Urban is third.
where is he in that?
He plays one of the
Oh wait,
dudes on the horses from Rohan.
yeah, the riders from Rohan.
Yeah, dudes on the horses.
Rohan.
They're horse boys.
Horse boys. The horse boys of Rohan.
The horse boys of Rohan have arrived. Listen, I'm basically Tolkien. He just like made shit up, and everyone just decided.
Horse boys sound like hot pants wearing,
Yeah, I don't.
oiled up abs.
Isn't that exactly how it
boys.
looked in the film?
I
Peter
don't
Jackson
remember
had
that.
the same interpretation of it, right? That's
Peter Jackson was one of the horses
right.
that someone was riding on.
He is.
He had
such a-
carrots. They went everywhere.
He's such a nerd, and I love that.
What? The guy that made the Lord of the Rings
Well, but
movies
that's the thing
is
is he wasn't like a well-known director before that. He was like, I just really like Lord of the Rings, guys. Will you let me make these movies? And then
Yeah.
they did, and the Lord of the Rings movies are great.
Yeah.
The Hobbit movies we won't discuss, but
Yeah. I mean, nobody will fight you on that.
yeah. Well, you'd be surprised.
Your sibling doesn't count.
Yeah.
This is a call-out post.
This is a call-out post.
I don't care if they listen.
Well, yeah. I mean, and okay, so twists that we like.
Well, not twists, but well, I mean, you can do yours. I've
trying to
done the
think.
ones I don't like or any of M. Night Shyamalan's. I don't give a shit.
Okay, I liked the twist in Secret Window.
I didn't.
That's
Isn't
one
that
where
a Stephen King movie with Johnny Depp?
I don't know if it's Stephen King, but I know Johnny Depp is in it, and at the end he like eats the corn. But
Out of context. No sense. What is the corn in the window? And he's just like, I'm not gonna eat it. Well,
no,
nah.
he buries people under his garden, and then he like the end of the film, from what I can remember.
God.
It's been over 10 years since I've seen this movie, but he like buries people in the garden, and then at the end of the film there's like this monologue about how he definitely like murdered them and buried them in the garden, and then there's a shot of him eating corn that he grew, and it's supposed to be like mildly cannibalistic, and I was like, you know, that's a pretty good
story by Stephen King.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So that one's pretty good.
I just, you know, he eats the corn at the end.
It's a masterpiece of cinema.
Made no sense when you just say it like that. Movie's called Secret Window. He eats corn at the end.
I should have just left it at that. I refuse to elaborate.
Oh man.
I will be taking no questions. Thank you. What's another?
That's an off-topic question. You've been stopped. Fuck you, Chris Christie.
Yeah, seriously. What's a movie with a twist I like?
You just did one that you liked.
Yeah.
We'll do one that you don't like.
Oh, one that I don't like?
I mean, you can do more of each, but you already did one of you.
Any given rom-com.
Is there a twist on that?
Yeah.
The twist sounded like you almost said Oliver Twist.
Yeah, no. The twist is always like, just kidding, I was lying about my job the whole time, and now you found out, or whatever bullshit.
Oh.
And I hate that so much.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, do people really just like go out to find the love of their life and then lie about large, hard to cover up things? Is that like a real... I've literally never met anyone who does that.
I mean, it's because most people know better.
Yeah, or just don't even think to. Like, I don't... Like, people be like, oh, well, I don't want them to know that I once went skydiving and I didn't really enjoy it. Okay, like, I don't like...
Yeah.
There's like privacy, and then there's just like, I'm going to actively hide a third of my life from this person, and then be like, I'm going to spend all of my time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't fully understand that mentality.
Yeah, I don't
Wouldn't
get it
you
either.
just not date someone if they just weren't compatible with you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is this? Oh, damn it. I just thought of a movie that I didn't like the twist on. It's got Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston in it.
It's like 7 movies from the early 2000s, unfortunately.
Ben Stiller's an insurance, not salesman, but insurance person. Like he does. Let me just look up Ben Stiller. His movies. I'll know it when I see it. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. Not Meet the Parents. Though I did like that movie. And the twist.
Meet the Parents is good.
I don't know if there is a twist in that one.
No.
Yeah, not really. There was a third Meet the Parents movie.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Stiller's in The Cable Guy? How do I not remember that? I watched The Cable Guy a lot growing up. I shouldn't have, but I did. No, that's not it. Oh my god. Why is it so hard to find this?
I don't know. He's been in a lot of movies.
Well, yeah, but this shouldn't have been a thing that it's like hard to... God damn it. Let me just type in Ben Stiller, Jennifer Aniston.
Right. I was like, I don't know why you didn't narrow it down.
Because... Well, not height. Oh, he's only 5'7"?
He's a short king.
Yeah, he's not very tall. Just go with it. No. Oh, man. Now I'm just getting Jennifer Aniston movies. Mm-hmm. Like I'm getting separate movies. Mm-hmm. Along Came Polly.
Oh.
That one.
Okay.
When the movie starts with a twist. He marries Deborah Messing, and then she instantly cheats on him with their snorkeling instructor.
Oh. Deborah Messing, why you do that?
And then she tries to get back with him later on in the movie. It's like, no, dude, you cheated. But he puts like both their like risk factors into the insurance software.
He's an actuary.
Yeah. And it still comes up with his ex-wife being the safer choice. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no.
Even though Jennifer Aniston has like a ferret or something.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That's a really weird. What a weird.
She's just like, I'm quirky.
God, I hate that.
There's PSA, a cliche you hate.
Yeah, PSA. I would literally rather you not have a single woman in your film than have a female lead whose main character trait is quirky. Because
why, bitch, you live like this?
Right. First of all, quirky people in real life are annoying as fuck.
They don't have friends.
They don't have friends because they're intolerable. Because they're like, look at how quirky I am, and I'm like,
I own a ferret.
I'm like, people just own
I don't
ferrets.
clean.
Right. Just like be whoever you are. We all have like things that we like that aren't mainstream. I don't understand why you
Also,
made
there's
that.
nothing wrong with ferrets. I think
Right.
they're adorable.
And like I don't know why that you've made your whole personality about being a little bit not like what you think everyone else is like.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes we're all slobs and sometimes we all have weird pets and sometimes like it just doesn't, no one cares. No one cares. And in real life, that's the kind of girl that has no female friends. The worst is when they have the quirky girl and she has like a mass of female friends who are all not quirky. Like under no circumstances. That's not real. Quirky girls do not have friends because they're intolerable.
Unless they know other quirky girls.
Right. And then they all just sit around like
Quirking.
talking about how quirky they are
They're out there quirking about.
and trying to find the minute differences between their quirkiness, and it's annoying and I hate them. So
It's a bunch of Tinas and nobody likes Tina to begin with.
yeah, it's like maybe the Tina in her own narrative is cute because she's quirky, but like in real life Tina's obnoxious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Tina as a character within Bob's Burgers, hilarious. If I knew Tina, I would want to rip my own hair out.
Yeah, she just sounds like the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, stop it.
Yeah.
The
So
reason
yeah,
why her parents tell her to not do that.
So yeah, the quirky girl cliche, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I would rather you just not. I would rather you just have no women. I would rather
What's
you
that
stop
test where it's two women on screen at the same time in frame?
the Bechdel test.
Yeah,
well,
I'd rather-
and that's not
I know.
all of it, but
Yeah. But it's, I'd rather you fail the Bechdel test
Yes.
than ever have a quirky girl.
No, because I think the minute you have a quirky girl, you fail the Bechdel test. Because the quirky girl thing is about how men see women. It has nothing to do with how women see each other.
Yeah.
Because I think the only
I've never
time,
seen a woman like that.
the only time I've seen quirky girl written in a way that I felt was like, oh, you actually know women, is Jess from New Girl. Because the other women in her life often treat her like a child.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because she is. Like,
Yeah.
even when she's responsible, even when she's the most organized and put together person in the room, they still treat her like an idiot because that's what she acts like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the only time I've seen it in any way that resembles my experience.
Is quirky girl different from manic pixie dream girl?
They're pretty much the same.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah. And like manic pixie dream girl is like a thing that only men would like dream up because other women meet the woman who men think is the manic pixie dream girl. We're like, she is intolerable. Like she is.
Well, manic is in the name.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're always like tragically incapable of controlling themselves.
Yeah, that's
It's
weird.
like very strange. I'm like, why do you want to date someone who doesn't have any impulse control? And why is that hot to you?
That's not.
Like, why is that? That's
We're adults.
weird. Yeah, like
Keep it together.
And I don't think I've met any grown adult, man or woman, who is like, oh wow, that person acts like a toddler. I'm very attracted to that. Like, who?
Usually when anyone's attracted to toddlers, they keep it in their bedroom and they're like, we're going to wear diapers.
And that's so.
And we're going to make goo goo gagas at each other.
Oh, I have a stomach ache.
Remember that scene from Kim's Convenience? where Kimchi's like, no, dude. I thought there was one time she wanted to do baby talk. I thought it was a one-time thing. Then he baby talks.
Baby talks.
And he
so
looks dead inside.
It's so funny. I love that shit. I will say, characters being haunted is a trope, like a cliche I like, but like haunted by something that's like perfectly within their control and
Yeah.
like
They just
they
need to
don't
talk to their significant other.
right? But they're
Have
like,
a conversation.
this happened, and I will never be the same. That's a good one. I like that trope.
Yeah.
But I hate the quirky manic pixie dream girl thing because it's not written like if I met that girl in real life.
I mean, when's the last time a manic pixie dream girl movie rom-com kind of thing came out?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's more pervasive than it isn't. Like, there's always some woman who's the manic pixie dream girl.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Well, we also don't really watch rom-coms.
Well, yeah, but like I haven't seen trailers or anything for in a while.
I feel like a lot of teen shows now just star the manic pixie dream girl.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
You're the one watching TV, not me.
Yeah. I've seen it in a lot of TV shows. And I'm like, please stop.
Like what? Which one?
Oh, I mean, I think Betty from Riverdale is the manic pixie dream girl.
Which one's Betty?
The blonde one.
Is
The
she?
one with the serial killer gene.
Well, that show is an enigma in and of itself.
Right,
So I don't
and
know
so
that you can point out one character.
The problem with Riverdale is that you can't actually tell how much of it is
that's
trying
not fair.
to be real serious or if it's just whatever.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, that's a fair criticism.
Let's see.
Yeah. What's a cliche you hate?
Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because I'm not very good at thinking of things off the spot. That's the only problem with this. It's like I'm good at identifying it when I see it, and I'm like, oh, fuck that. Especially if I don't like it. But when I do that, like when an Ex Machina, where it's just like this thing is suddenly here, and now everything's gonna be okay. I hate that because it's like, all right, like sure, that was convenient.
I think that's why I am not enjoying watching that She-Ra show. It's just She-Ra Ex Machina all the time.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh no, there's a thing happening, and then she just turns into She-Ra and fixes it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no structure to this.
Ah, okay.
There's no reason to watch.
I've heard Mad Max Fury Road plays with that in the beginning when Max is running away. And like he jumps to a chain. But
have you not seen it?
No.
Damn, that's a movie you would like. Why have you not seen that?
I mean, would I like it though? Because I'm not huge on like just car chase sequences. Isn't that a lot of that movie?
Yes and no. It's not. It doesn't feel like a car chase.
I mean, I've seen bits of like the part where they're in the desert and the giant flaming tornado, and that stuff, and like all the car stunts.
There's no giant flaming tornado.
Well, then the trailer was wrong, unless it just looks like it's on fire.
I don't think there's a tornado in any capacity in that entire film.
Well, one of us
flaming
is wrong.
or not. And I'm actually gonna really put my chips down on that one because I know my memory is shitty, but it is not shitty enough to miss a giant flaming tornado in a film I've seen several times.
I remember something like that in the trailers.
I mean, they're like in a desert, so sometimes there's like sand, but it's not a tornado.
Well, I don't know.
There's just like sand that gets kicked up when they're driving on it sometimes.
The image I'm thinking of is like a giant sandstorm, looks like a tornado, car goes to get sucked into it, it explodes.
Absolutely not. That is 100% not part of the film.
I don't know where I got that from, though. I'll be honest. I have no idea.
You had a fever dream and you were like, this is obviously Mad Max Fury Road.
Might be.
You should watch it. I think you'd like it.
I mean.
Yeah. It technically is, right? Like the basic structure of the plot is like, you know, a car chase in some ways, right? Because they're in vehicles and there's vehicles chasing them and they're going. But it doesn't feel like a one long car chase or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even though I guess technically it is.
Well, yeah. But I just remember seeing some video about how like there's a bunch of instances where it's like, oh, he found a thing, he's gonna get away, and then he just doesn't, because that's not how it would work. Like he swings on a chain, but it doesn't go anywhere, so he just ends up swinging right back towards them.
Well, and the movie's not really about Max.
Yeah.
Like at all. He doesn't really speak that much.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen that. Both him and Charlize Theron apparently like don't even have that many lines at all in the movie.
Yeah, but it like works for their characters because they're like these tough sort of like military trained. I'm like, I've never met people who've been like excessively trained in military who are also like who talk a lot. Mm-hmm. Like they, or at least not like the leading man in an action film who's like always swinging around with these one-liners. I'm like, people don't really talk like that. Like, yeah, the like ex-Navy SEAL is like a guy who's just had the shit kicked out of him for years and says nothing. Like that's, I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense that some of these people just talk a ton. So I actually kind of like that choice too.
So you don't like the quippy main character? Quippy action lead?
I'm fine with a quippy action lead. You just have to, there has to be context for it. Like, it makes sense with Deadpool because that's why he's annoying to everyone, is that he's like gone through all of this military training and he still talks so fucking much and everybody wants to punch him in the face, and they do mostly. So like, that's fine. But most other times, like, I don't understand why, like, why do they do that? I don't get it. I'm like, I've never met a dude that's in this sort of class of humans who like speaks in monologues.
Mm-hmm.
More often, you're like, oh, I got 6 words. I'm very lucky. He basically yelled at me. Like, that's like the...
Yeah.
I've never gotten that vibe. So
Okay.
that's something that always bothers me. I'm like, why does this man talk so much?
All right. Your turn, Bab.
Okay.
Other than that.
Other than that.
I'm going to give you a pet.
A cliche that I do like is we hate each other, but we have to work together.
Is that because of Hobbs and Shaw?
I mean, it's done well in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like actors who have really good chemistry.
Yeah.
And when they let them really hate each other. Like when it's not like, oh, I was mildly inconvenienced one time, but like, no, I actually like hate your guts and things about you really piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
And also we're going to go on this mission together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I find that charming.
Okay.
Whether or not they're friends at the end is irrelevant to me. I just want to see 2 people who hate each other have to cooperate. Because that shit is funny to me. Like, the only funny thing involving Bucky is, like, how much Bucky and Falcon don't like each other at first in, like, Civil War.
We're just webbed together and it's just like,
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah, like, I love that. And they're all on the same side, but I love that they're just like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Or when he's like, can you move your seat up?
No.
No. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's adorable to me.
I think those kind of interactions are what are they called? The Rousseau brothers are really good at.
Yeah.
They're good at like person to person quippy, like not quips really, but like those character to character things where it's very clear like these 2 people don't get along, but it's not to the point where either one of them would hurt the other one.
Right.
They just
don't like
mesh.
each other.
Yeah.
And I like that. I'm like, some people just don't get along.
Yeah.
And that's like interesting to watch.
Because one of the things after like, because you watched all of Community and I only watched some of it, but like not everybody got along together all of the time.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that made their group work is like they had to figure each other shit out.
Yeah.
Though the amount of time Sherry got to just betray the whole group was kind of a bit by that last season she was in. She fucked them over back to back to back a couple
she's
episodes.
Just a very selfish person.
Yeah.
But she's all like, but I love Jesus. That's what's funny. And like, they call her on that shit. They're
Yeah.
like, but
does she grow?
Well, no. Pretty much none of them do.
All right. That sucks.
I mean, not really.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. No, not really. I like it.
Okay.
The point of like an ensemble comedy is not for like everybody to grow up. I mean, they're literally all stuck at a community
Brooklyn
college.
Nine-Nine, everybody grows.
Well, right, but it's a different scenario. Like the whole point is that they're all sort of stuck in permanent adolescence because they're at this community college that treats them like children.
And the dean's just weird.
And the dean is just, but like the relationship between Jeff and the dean, so fucking cute. They don't like each other. Well, Jeff doesn't like the dean.
Yeah.
But like that relationship is charming because they often have to work together, even though the dean literally drives Jeff insane.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they also make it so that the characters connect about different things. Like the first time that Jeff and Sherry connect is talking really judgmentally about everybody else. They're like walking and they just start making fun of people they see along the way. And then Jeff is like, oh wait, I love Sherry. And you know, like they all bond over different things.
Yeah.
So like that's cute. But yeah, people who don't like each other becoming friends for the sake of the mission. I love that shit.
Is there a version of that you've seen that you don't like?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. What about a cliche that you've seen or know of recently you dislike? I've got one in the bag if you don't got one.
Go ahead, yeah.
Time travel. Look, for the most part, time travel in movies doesn't work out.
Yeah.
The logic they explain doesn't track.
Probably because time travel doesn't exist.
Yeah. And it's
like just quit trying to make time travel happen.
I've heard there are some movies that are good with it where it's like, what is it? I think it's Bruce Willis. I think it's 7 Monkeys or something. I can't remember.
Never heard of this.
But the movie ends where it's just like, oh yeah, that was for nothing. Because if time travel existed and you did try to change stuff, you wouldn't be able to.
Because it would already have been.
And because you already would have tried to do it.
Right.
And it would have failed.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that's how that movie ends. From things I've seen and synopsises I've read, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. So like that apparently that's a good version of a time travel movie. Like I've heard there are good ones where they don't say how time travel works within their movie and then immediately subvert it. A la Endgame, where how does Cap at the end, if he stayed in
if he stayed, then he always stayed.
Yeah.
Like that's how time works.
Well, but I mean within their version that's not how it works. But how did he get back to where he was if he
would
was
have had to hop realities?
Yeah, because he would have had to come back to this timeline.
Shit makes no kind of sense.
He wouldn't have just been there.
Right. He would have been in his own
alternate timeline at that point, where him and Peggy were blinking.
Yep.
Dropping plates, if you will.
Why?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. That's not even. I don't even understand what it's supposed to refer to.
I don't know.
Is that what you call sex in your head? Dropping plates?
No.
I'm really worried now.
That's not what I call sex in my head.
Are you sure? Because I feel like I just got a peek into your psyche. I'm a little afraid of what I saw.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, no, most time travel in movies doesn't track.
Yeah.
Even movies that other movies reference, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah. It's one of the cliches. I don't know if it's a cliche in of itself, but just the idea of time travel within movies. Most people don't make it work well.
Yeah.
Because they don't go through it well enough. Like they don't sit down and really flesh it all out to make it to where it makes sense. It's like even within the realms of what they set up. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't even think of a time I've liked time travel on something. Like I liked Back to the Future.
But never
1.
seen those movies.
I don't remember 2 that much. I've never seen 3. So
IDK.
Also, I remember 2 just, I don't know. Like, no, I don't remember 2 that much. I remember Biff is basically Trump. Like even the creator of Back to the Future said back then when he made the character of Biff, he was like, "Oh no, yeah, I used Trump as like the entire genesis of the character." I don't know
what you're referring to, so it doesn't.
It's a bully character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, time travel usually ends up being weak sauce.
Yeah, because there's usually plot holes and.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a second. And honestly, relying on anything that makes me need to think that deeply about your plot, I feel like you've already lost. Like you're already like, wait, hold on. Let me think through. Like you've lost me. Yeah. I'm outside of the moment now. And I am no longer suspending my disbelief because I'm trying to figure out if I believe you or not. That's like not where I want to be. Like there's a way to make people think without having them in real time undo your writing.
Yeah. Oh no! No. Bruce Willis isn't it, but it's Brad Pitt's also in it. 12 Monkeys, not 7. Sorry.
I was like, I've never heard of this film.
But yeah.
I hate when characters say goodbye to all their loved ones for no reason. They'll be like, well, I can't ever speak to my loved ones ever again because of insert reason that's in no way good enough. And then we're supposed to be all sad. And it doesn't matter. Like there are actors who will really sell it. I'm like, I'm not shedding a tear. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I thought the same when I was reading the Harry Potter books for the first time. And there's the one where Harry goes and breaks up with Ginny. Because he's like, well, your life is in danger because anyone is close to me. I'm like, bro, you still have friends, though.
Yeah.
Why? First of all, she's the least developed character across 7 books. So what are we even talking about? Second of all, she's like capable and smart. She's a good witch. I don't know why you're taking Ron. Can't even stop from breaking his own wand Weasley. Take Ginny with you, dumbass. And then, just doesn't. then he broke up with her to do this like noble thing. And I remember as a kid reading it being like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, I have to protect you by breaking your heart for no fucking reason.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah.
Anytime a hero is like, why, like, somebody's like, why did you lie to me? To protect you.
Oh my God. Kill me. Kill me now.
The entire CW's entire thing with
yeah,
all superhero
that's
shows.
literally all of it. I'm like, maybe at one point, any of you could realize, A, you all have fucking superpowers. So I don't know who you're protecting from what and when.
Yeah.
And second of all, if they're not capable of having basic common sense, then why are they on your like superhero team?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you on Team Arrow if you're so dumb that I can't even have you around half the time?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Just don't have them on Team Arrow. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? This just seems very...
Our morals don't match up. Well, you joined the team, so I don't know why that's the case.
Right? Like, I don't understand what is the deal. Do you want a team or not? Like, I don't understand. Do you want the support or do you not want the support?
Yeah.
And then those people never follow up and go, how dare you do that shit to me and actually hold a grudge? They get over it in like 10 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah.
That's so annoying. I hate that. If you're going to do it, that person should be mad at you forever. And the next time they open their mouth to try to be like, I'm just going to protect you, you should lose teeth. Like, fuck you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that shit too.
Yep.
Ooh, or when characters go to therapy and the therapists do things that therapists do not do. I hate that shit. First of all, I don't know what kind of therapist some of these Hollywood writers go to that will lecture them in the middle of their therapy session. Because...
Well, obviously, you gotta go kill your dad.
Like, they say things that they're like, I'm just gonna stop you there, and then they like go on a tirade at these clients. I'm like, I've been to multiple therapists in my life, and none of them have ever shouted at me. What the hell?
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Like, I don't know.
I'm here to help you for your with your problems, but I'm gonna stop you, and I'm gonna yell at you and make you feel bad.
Yeah, that's weird. Or when they straight up like break client confidentiality all the time for no reason. They do that on cop shows all the time. They'll
Except
like,
for SVU. Those therapists will be like, I can't say whether or not my client raped a bunch of people and told me about it.
even though that would legally let them out of.
But
Talk
not
to
in
people.
SVU.
Not in SVU. Stabler's got to get them hands ready so we can fight, motherfuckers. Yeah.
So many episodes I remember that. Where it's like the fucking therapist is like, I can't talk about what me and my patient talk about. It's like, I don't know. I feel like if your patient reveals to you that they're breaking the law in some way, shape, or form.
Well, harming themselves or others.
Yeah.
They are actually legally obligated to report it then.
Well, what about just robbing a bank?
Yeah, legally obligated.
Well, then, yeah, just breaking the law.
I mean, if they're going to, like, rob a bank with a gun, someone could get shot. That's
so if they're doing white-collar crimes, it won't matter?
It's a gray area. And you know why that is. You know why.
Not really.
It's because then rich white people can get away with stuff and still go to therapy. Come on, man.
Oh, well, they're not going to therapy. So this doesn't have anything to do with movies, but I just realized the band I used to listen to, and still sometimes do, they have 2 self-titled albums. I don't like that.
That's how. Why?
I feel like a self-titled album is kind of lazy in and of itself.
I mean,
You couldn't think of a one song.
and in some ways, you only get it once. So if it's self-titled, it's
Not
gotta
this
be.
time.
Yeah, that's. They were like, y'all said we can only do it once. And we said, fuck you. I'll do what I want. That's really weird. That's a strange choice. I
Right?
don't get that choice.
Especially because it's like, now you got to type in, like,
Yeah. Is it like self-titled 1, self-titled 2? Or
No.
like.
It's just one was in 2009, the other one was in 2000.
I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I hate it.
Yeah. It doesn't help where Doom from 2016 is referred to as Doom, parentheses, 2016, because Doom, the very first game, came out in 1980 something. Doing that is terrible.
Yeah.
God of War for the PlayStation 4, God of War 2018, because God of War 1 on the PlayStation 2 is also just called God of War.
Wow.
That naming convention is terrible, and I wish people would stop. I don't care if you're rebooting the series. Call it something else.
Something else. Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah. So, that's
One thing I respect with a lot of the like Superman and Batman reboots is that they actually do just like rename it. Oh, I did. Have I talked on the podcast yet about rewatching Man of Steel and deciding I actually enjoy it?
No, you didn't.
Well,
you heard it here first.
You heard it here first, team. Oh god, my sweater's inside out.
Well, you can fix it if you want.
You heard it here first, team. It turns out that when you like Henry Cavill, Man of Steel is a better film to watch. There were parts of it that were still boring. Mm-hmm. And the movie's not objectively good, but I enjoyed watching it more because I am now a Henry Cavill stan. Yeah. So, if you watched it the first time and you were like, meh, rewatch it if you like Henry Cavill more now.
And if you don't, then it won't change anything.
Right. And if you don't, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I understand why you might not like him. I, however, want to climb him like a tree. And also, I want to pick his brain because he's like baking in isolation right now. And I'm like...
A lot of people are, though.
But he's Superman! It's weirder that he's Superman and he's just baking!
I mean, Chris Evans is Captain America and he tried to shave his dog and failed spectacularly.
I know! It's like, I almost don't know if I like when people who are like that iconic, like, do normal people things. Like, I almost don't...
It's not like you can have somebody do it for him right now.
I mean, he probably could just have someone, like, live with him and do that.
That's crazy.
I mean, listen, you wouldn't even have to pay me to just hang out with Henry Cavill and bake for him in isolation for months. Well, easiest, done, handled.
He didn't know we were going to all be in isolation for months.
No, but I'm sure he could find someone and be like, hi, would you like to sit in my mansion and bake goods for me?
We don't even know if he lives in a mansion.
I mean,
what if he lives in a regular ass flat?
That would fuck me up. I'm telling you. Like, I don't know. I can't deal with that.
With the British slang too, a flat.
Seeing famous people in just like regular ass locations is weird.
Wasn't there there was a season of Cribs with Ashton Kutcher and he had like a regular ass like 4-bedroom home.
I love that shit. I'm like,
because he wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna ball out. No, like at one point he had like a couch that like, you know, those couches that are like made of like that interwoven cloth, like the cushions and stuff.
Yeah.
He had one of those.
It's incredible. It's so hideous and uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
I love that so much.
But the funny thing is I think when like they were like Cribs called him up, I'm like, oh, this will be funny.
Yeah.
But then they went with the episode because I feel like they were like, oh, we can kind of play it as like, it's kind of funny that he doesn't live like all these lavish celebrities do. Yeah. But he's just like, why the fuck am I gonna buy a
well, and that tracks with what he's been doing in the last few years, right? Which is like pivoting to using all of his like money and time.
Well, this was years and years ago because it was Cribs,
right? But it makes sense that like even then he like wasn't this super extravagant type of person. That checks out. I think
it was a 2-story house.
Imagine being Ashton Kutcher. I mean,
I can't.
Like, as like a young Ashton Kutcher, just getting movies and shows whenever he wants to, and you're like, let me buy that 2-story little house down the block.
I'm gonna have a pull-out couch on the second floor.
That's incredible. That is my type of energy. I cannot like even some of these like influencers that I'll see, they'll post like their pictures. Oh, there's an influencer that I follow who lives in Pittsburgh who's gonna move into the Bakery Square apartments.
Bakery Square apartments?
The ones down the street, the ones on Bakery Square, near Google.
Oh,
she was
the
like,
new ones?
Yeah, she was like,
oh, the ones across from Target.
The new ones.
New ones, okay.
She was like, yeah, we're moving in there. She like announced, and it was like a whole aesthetic thing. She's like, yeah, blah blah blah, and I literally was just like, I don't even know if I would want to spend that much money. Okay,
yeah, I was right. Like his home looked like a regular ass home.
I need to see photos. Show me the photos.
1 second. It's not a photo. It looks like a video. But I want to make sure this is actually Ashton Kutcher and not somebody who has a wig on because it looks like it could be. I mean, you know what people do. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, this is Ashton Kutcher.
It's just Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And this is clearly peak my That 70s Show.
Oh, man.
It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. That's
incredible.
Yeah. It's completely like, here, look at it looks like a basic ass house that we could own.
Yeah. Now, granted, it's in LA, so
It's probably expensive.
probably costs $1 million, but oh my
it's,
god, his whole aesthetic right now makes he just has a regular welcome mat.
yeah.
This is just a normal house.
Yep. Like, look, when you see the kitchen, you're like, that's just we have that kitchen, basically. I think it's even electric. Like, it's not even gas. He doesn't even have a gas range at this point.
He's like, I bought this house because it reminded me of the house I grew up in. Yeah, I mean, that checks out.
Yeah.
'Cause you're a normal fucking dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that. It's weird that Henry Cavill is just baking a cake. He's like, look, I baked a cake.
Yeah. They do all those crazy cuts
Yep,
and stuff
but
that
it's
they
just
do.
a regular house.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like look at that basic ass fireplace.
adds to the absurdity of the entire
Yeah.
structure. Also, he has a fireplace. Again, we use it when it's cold. He lives in LA.
I think it's cold at night. It's a desert.
I mean, not that cold.
I've heard it gets like below freezing in winter at night in certain parts of
I was
California.
gonna say, like in some parts of California, but not in the city.
What? I mean, I don't know where that is. He has trees in his front yard.
Jesus.
He looks like he's in a suburb, like
Yeah.
regular ass suburban living with
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
He
New
lives
series.
in like North LA. That's not even technically LA anymore. They're like, we'll just call it LA so that
People think you're.
it takes him 6 hours to get to work every day. So it's fine.
No, he takes a helicopter. That's
Right.
where he balls out.
Honestly, you know what? That's what I would do if I lived in LA and I had the cash. I would have a chill ass 2 or 3 bedroom house, and I would just helicopter to and from work.
It's ridiculous.
That's absurd.
I remember watching that episode and being like, he's got a regular house.
Wait a second. Do I have to be a millionaire to own a 3 bedroom, 3 bath house?
It didn't
In
connect
LA,
to me that
yeah,
way
kind of. But
as a kid.
that's wild.
Yeah, so that was funny.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there any other cliches you can think of off the top of your head?
None off the top of my head.
Shooting from the hip. Pew, pew.
I feel like I've been shooting from the hip this whole time, and I'm running out of shooting from the hip.
You're running out of shooting
I'm
from
low
the hip
on
juice.
bullets. I'm just
I'm a wizard. Can't you tell? I cast bullet.
ridiculous.
Still one of my favorite things. I can't think of anything either because the one I just did was a music thing because I hate self-titled albums.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck? You can't think of one song or one lyric.
Just pick the first song off the album. Like,
Yeah, anything.
just literally anything.
It doesn't even have to really matter.
Right.
I don't know. No, I can't think of much.
Okay.
Well, I don't like it when the main so there was a while around the time Blood Diamond came out where like the protagonist dies at the end was like the thing.
Yeah. What was up with that?
I don't know.
Like the mid-aughts. Like,
Yeah. And I was just like, I'm tired of rooting for someone, and then they're just like, I'm gonna die, so like you go on without me. And then they do, and that's just how the movie. I mean, I get it, like not everything can have a really true happy ending.
Right. But there was like a while where like every movie that came out,
It's just like, yep,
it was odd.
yeah.
I
I
was
don't
like,
know
why are we
if that's a
doing this
cliche, the self-sacrifice. Oh yeah, self-sacrifice. There we
Yeah.
go. But yeah, I was just like, all right, okay, another movie where this happens, cool.
Yeah.
Though I mean, I don't remember much about Blood Diamond other than like, no, not that much really.
Yeah.
I remember liking it as a kid or a teenager, I should say, but I
Yeah.
don't remember much else.
I don't either.
Yeah. This is probably, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I know what it's about, Blood
Right,
Diamonds,
right.
because it's in the
But
title.
I don't like remember literally
Leo
anything.
DiCaprio's in it.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
God, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Mm.
Korath from Guardians.
Yeah,
and
I don't
stuff.
know how to pronounce his name, but I think he's in that.
Yeah, I think he's the other main character
Mhm.
whose family he's trying to get to because they were displaced because of the war.
See, you're telling me more than I remember.
Like I can remember some stuff, and like I remember like images, but I don't. Just know Leo ends up dying in the end. Spoiler alert.
Do you have to have a spoiler alert on films that are like over 10 years old? Like, does that?
No, but it's fun to say. Kind of like in an ironic way.
Oh, okay.
Irony, don't like that. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't last very long if I didn't like irony.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it for cliche stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got nothing.
Okay.
I guess I'll pull up the thing.
Gotta thank the bros.
Actually, could you just hit the P key?
I mean, it's on the.
Oh, it is there.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. Shout out to what? Get out of here! I don't care about sales tax. Patrick and Cert, thank you guys for sticking it out
We love you.
and being able to. You know, it's a tough time.
Yep.
These are unprecedented times.
Oh God.
Take a shot.
We've invented a pandemic drinking game, which is anytime you're watching TV and a commercial comes on where they say unprecedented times or they say the word community, drink. And then you'll be dead after like one episode of an HGTV show. It is absurd.
Watching Hulu.
Yeah.
Because does Hulu do targeted ads? Because it doesn't feel like it.
I don't know.
If they do, then I don't know why we get so much car insurance and car commercials.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very
So
weird.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do at all.
Because we need neither of those.
Yeah.
And neither one of us has searched anything on your laptop about either of them.
I have no interest in getting a car. I don't want one.
So, yeah. If you can, thanks for doing it.
Yeah. Tell your friends to do it.
Yeah.
If you're just listening, we also love you.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I yawned. But yeah, thanks for listening, hanging out. It's fun.
You're cute. You have a nice butt.
Me?
The listeners, but you also.
Wow. You looked straight into my eyes when you said it.
Well, yeah, because I was also including you.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, you and the listeners.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm Nico. It's Allie.
Stay safe. Make good choices. Don't talk to strangers.
Try to have fun.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.